Welcome. So, today I'm just talking about love is inclusion and just exploring why that is. So, quite often when an emotion comes up in our lives, a challenging emotion, we tend to resist it or contract around it. And depending on what it is, it could be quite often it's around some kind of unforgiveness or shame or guilt or resentment, whatever it is. But often we try to push it away, try to ignore it, or we allow it to overtake our thoughts, and then we create this kind of cycle where our mental uh, mind is just feeding the emotion. So the more that we think, the more the emotions kind of churn, and then it just becomes a downward cycle, and it gets too big to the point where we're like basically lost in it. So if we can catch it early on, so when something arises and you notice it right away and it feels uncomfortable or you don't, it's just not a good feeling that you have in your body, and it's maybe got an accompanying thought related to a situation, a relationship, something that happened in your life, that kind of thing. Um, Instead of resisting it, can you include it? So, can you include whatever's arising in this moment with love? Can you include it with love and compassion, and forgiveness if forgiveness is needed? Because when these emotions arise, if we're going to resist them, we're just going to keep in that rut and it won't go away. It'll keep coming back to the surface in some form or another. So, what we can do is really surround these emotions that we're feeling with love and acceptance. And that gets rid of any judgment. And when we don't judge, period, when we don't judge other people's behaviors or actions, when we don't blame other people for how we feel, then we're coming from a place of love. And really the spiritual path and enlightenment and that kind of thing is all about you know, embracing everything with love because love is inclusion. So today, I would like you to consider that and ponder it, and see where you can include everything that you're experiencing and accept it with love. It doesn't mean that you don't investigate it and look into it and see what the root cause of it is, because that's part of the work as well. And in fact, that's the way of understanding. And if we can sometimes even look into something and examine it, then that helps us to overcome it as well. But meanwhile, I would like to just suggest that if you do have an emotion arising, and especially today, the next couple of days, there's a full moon, sometimes that tends to amplify emotions. So if you notice that there's stuff coming up, just include it, allow it. See if you can love it, almost like a baby crying to get your attention. You know, you don't um, you don't reprimand the baby for crying. So it's just getting your attention because they're, for love and nurturing and that feeling of safety. So quite often in our childhood, we go through these things, and it's because we felt unsafe in whatever situation, and even in relationships. So emotions that come up in the here and now, we might not always know where they're coming from, but we can embrace them with love, with unconditional love, like a motherly love, and nurture our way through that. And through that self acceptance and unconditional love without judgment, you're allowing any resistance to clear. So the resistance and contraction around that particular emotion starts to dissipate. So I hope that was helpful. If you would like to work with me, you can check out my website link below. And there's some free resources on there. There's a free guided meditation. I think there's a free copy of my ebook, Tune into Bliss. But if you would like to join me on a clarity call, I do offer one-to-one mentoring and an 8-week spiritual immersion so that we can overcome any challenge that you're having just now. In the meantime, I wish you well and bless you with abundance and love, and sending love and light. Bye.